Welcome back. You're watching News Center. The Lok Sabha has passed a bill to ban online money games. The bill is expected to bring sweeping changes to online gaming as it seeks to prohibit all forms of such games. The ban will be regardless of whether the games are based on skill, chance or a mix of both. To take this forward, we're now joined by Jayesh Ranjan, CEO of Industry and Investment Cell in the Telangana Chief Minister's Office, one of the state's top bureaucrats. Mr. Ranjan, thank you very much for joining us. My first question to you, would you agree with the central government that there is a need for a separation between esports and real money gaming and online betting? Is the separation very essential?
So, first of all, I have said so on so many other platforms also that banning is not the solution. In fact, you are in a way throwing the baby out of baby along with the bathwater. There are many ways in which you can provide good regulation, robust regulation. And the timing of this decision of the cabinet is also kind of surprising. Because on the one hand, the government of India itself had given draft guidelines, draft rules. In its states were also given lots of autonomy to decide how to regulate what are the games of skill, what are the games of chance. And we also know that there is lots of legal reviews going on. In fact, the Supreme Court itself is now hearing a batch of petitions, whether the government, be it the central government or the state government, do they have the power to ban or regulate or prohibit? And in a way, you have kind of preempted Supreme Court's hearing and judgment also in this matter. So I personally feel that banning is not the solution. And secondly, the timing of this decision, we could have been much more judicious about it.
Right. There are concerns about large-scale job losses. The industry bodies are saying that there is almost a valuation of 2 lakh crore that this sector has. Annual revenue generation is 31,000 crores. You've got 20,000 crores in direct and indirect taxes that are paid annually, and this sector is projected to grow at 20% compounded annual growth rate as well. This is a sunrise sector. Do you think this move will be a death knell for the gaming industry?
See, we have already seen, and there are evidences in many states, including our state of Telangana, that banning also gives rise to a grey market, a black market. There are currently also lots of illegal offshore companies, even domestic platforms, and who are currently also prohibited in many states. There is a ban on online betting, including in Telangana. But we know that they are operating with impunity. They are having their own networks, VPNs, and that also is a big loss to both the country, the state and the center. Plus, it also gives a sense of lawlessness. Like, even if you ban, I can find a way out, I can create something else. And as long as there is an interest of people to participate in these kind of games, of course, I do agree with the reasons given behind banning, that it causes, many of these games actually use bots. So you don't know whether you are playing against a fair rival or it is manipulated. There is underage participation, there is addiction. But there are ways in which these can be overcome. There is technology available today. In the earlier guidelines, which were issued again by the Ministry of INB, there were provisions that you have regulating bodies at the state level who check the veracity of what kind of gaming architecture has been created, and so on and so forth. Now, as you all know, everything has been kind of discarded, and the notion that banning will solve everything, that is getting imposed. As I said, in my opinion, this possibly is not the best or the most optimum solution.
Right. And when it comes to the states implementing this regulation, when it comes to online gaming or betting, especially betting activities, these are a state subject. Will state governments implement this law that is being passed by the center?
See, of course, if this is a national law and the government of India takes a stand that this is a national subject, we have all the right to regulate, and it is given to everyone as a fait accompli. Possibly the headroom with a state to do something beyond that gets restricted. Of course, this is very sudden. This has come as a news to us just yesterday night and today morning. We are still reading. And obviously, there are many steps to go by. What has been decided in the cabinet will be presented before the parliament. In the parliament also, sometimes they refer these kind of bills to a select committee. There will be consultations, discussion. So possibly this is not the final version, but at least we know the intent of Government of India. And I still feel that we can distinguish between games of skill and games of chance. Even if a game of skill involves money, there is a way of preventing the illegalities or misuse which happens. And if you completely ban, as I mentioned, the grey market emerges, which is much more damaging to countries' interest in the long run. It also erodes the finances, which justifiably should have gone to the government. So I guess there are multiple steps to still cross through. And at some point in time, if they consult the states or if there is a select committee which hears alternative views also, we will make these opinions and options known to them. And eventually, whatever comes as a national law, after that, I don't think there will be any great opportunity to deviate from it. But if the law incorporates the fact that states also are autonomous, they have better judgment to understand about what's happening in their state. If they have technology prowess to prevent some of the misuses, then why not give that, delegate that authority to them? If the bill emerges finally in this form, and if the law comes in this form, obviously that will be something which will keep everyone happy.
Right. So when you say an autonomous view, why is this important? Currently, the central government says and authorizes central government officers to seize evidence, carried out raids without warrants, investigate, search, seizure. What do you think is the problem? Why do you think states need their own autonomy to regulate e-gaming and also online betting?
See, the thing is, you mentioned this. So as I said, as a state, we are definitely against online betting. There is no skill involved at all. So we have no issues at all if online betting is banned. But online gaming is very different from online betting. Online gaming, for instance, I mean, again, I don't want to name anyone, but I know of many online platforms where you form your own team. That team plays against another team, or when the actual team is performing on the ground, you compare your results with the performance of those players. And there is lots of skill. You do lots of analysis. You understand which bowler is in form, which batsman is in form. And then it's also very engrossing. I mean, if you're a cricket enthusiast, and obviously people like us, we don't play it in a very active way. We can only engage recreationally. This is a great way to think of how you, in your younger days, when you were captain a team, this is what you will do. That is the strategy that you will follow. All that gets recreated here. And of course, it's not that we are heavy bettors, but if there is some fees to participate in this kind of a game, we'll be happy to do so. So that is one, that it deprives many people of something which otherwise could have been a very great source of recreation and all that. The second is something which you earlier asked. I'm sorry I did not answer you directly, but this point is emerging now, which is job losses. So in Telangana, as you know, animation, gaming, VFX is a very important line of activity. The government has spent lots of efforts to promote this vertical. We are building one of its kind infrastructure of the country, which is called Image Tower. And I can tell you for sure, because I was directly involved in those kind of discussions. Many companies have told that we'll be happy to put our development team, our tech team in your city, because Hyderabad is a great technology hub. And we will do more and more and more, provided the government provides a conducive ecosystem. So there'll be job losses. There'll also be a loss of GST. I'm sure the industry associations might have also raised this issue, because we also as a state get a good amount of GST. That opportunity will be cut. So I do understand the concerns of behind banning. There are issues which are obvious. No one denies that these kind of things are not happening. But there could have been other ways of curbing it. And as I said again and again, banning possibly is not the only solution or the best or the most optimum solution.
Mr. Ranjan, thank you very much for joining us on the program. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of News Center. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.